So I've been hearing a lot of buzz in regards to homosexual rights versus people who are against homosexuality and feeling their rights are being taken away. And there's a few subjects I want to touch on, but one is more important than the first that I'm going to talk about. I watched a campaign, an ad for Christians who were complaining and just, sympathize with me. I have to be torn between my career as a doctor and my faith because I don't agree with homosexuality. Don't be a doctor then. I sure as hell wouldn't want a doctor who's in it for the money. I know we all need to make money, but come on, when it comes to things like that, dedicating 10 years of medical school, do it from your heart. I don't feel sympathy for those people. How on earth are your rights getting taken away? Well, because you have to tolerate homosexuals? And my heart breaks for homosexual couples. Those who want to reap the same benefits of marriage that heterosexuals take advantage of a lot of times. Or like in one case, 2 doctors who were making substantial amounts of money led and lived healthy, balanced lives, but were denied by the court to adopt a child because they were homosexual. And though my heart breaks for those people, this isn't the subject that I want to touch on right now. You fundies scared the living hell out of me in regards to parenting. You really do. You really do. Even though I am raising my kids to, and they're very young right now, to always confide in me, and they will know that I am here for them, regardless the choices that they make or the way they are programmed as far as sexual preference and lifestyle. As long as they're not abusing anybody mentally, physically, sexually, emotionally, spiritually, they have my support. But you fundies terrify me. You guys make these videos, just here on YouTube, for instance, calling homosexuals homos, faggots, sodomites, making sock accounts to mock them, and you think it's all fun and games for the name of God. And what if you come home from work and you find your 17-year-old's head fucking blown off in your living room? There's blood and brains all over the wall. Or you find your child hanging lifeless from his closet because he has to endure so much pain and torture at school from people like you who raise their kids to be hateful. He cannot confide in his own parents, and he silences himself because he cannot take the pressure anymore. He cannot deny something that he is. And I am sick and tired of checking my email when I go to MSN News or AOL News sometimes too, or just word of mouth hearing about this stuff. In my opinion, their blood is on your hands. And I know I'm going to get a lot of feedback regarding that comment I just made. I don't care. It's my opinion. That's how I feel in my heart. You guys should be ashamed of yourselves. Saunders calling them homos. Oh, you homos are having sex, thinking it's funny. Now for Christ, who's playing so innocent, yet he can make an account, a sock account, to one of my dear friends here on YouTube, in mocking him for his homosexuality. And you guys think it's funny. Yet your actions are influencing younger Christians to spew hatred, because adolescence is a very delicate age. And there are adolescents here on YouTube. If you don't agree with homosexuality, that's your prerogative. But nobody's asking you to be hateful, vindictive, mean about it. Nobody's asking for your opinion on it. And when they do ask for your opinion on it, you can talk like an adult about it and say, these are my spiritual outlooks. This is why I think that it's wrong. And I don't want to hear this, because they can't procreate. What if I was an infertile woman? Would it be wrong for me to have a sexual relationship with a man, even though I'm a hetero woman? Because I can't procreate? What if I was infertile? It doesn't matter. It's the most ridiculous argument I've ever heard. Another ridiculous one is to categorize homosexuality and rights within the same category as pedophilia, which is just disturbing that would even cross your mind. Because homosexuals have the rights. If 2 consecutive adults, or 3, want to have or share their life together. And it's not always about sex. You guys are so perverted. They should be able to. A teenage boy should be able to have an innocent crush on another teenage boy. Nobody's forcing anybody to conduct in sexual activity. Nobody's forcing anybody to change their preference. And though marriage and adoption and family, those are very important things that need to be given justice. You guys and your actions are causing young adults and adolescents to kill themselves because they have nobody to turn to. They feel alone. I can't even imagine being in that situation. And I have an androgynous personality. Now, I was pretty androgynous in the way I dressed and looked growing up, and I was called a lesbian my whole life, and I wasn't. I didn't care. But if I were a lesbian and I didn't have a mother to turn to or family that would support me, and I was constantly ridiculed, harassed, beaten up, couldn't tell anybody, couldn't tell the principal because they're going to call home, couldn't tell anybody, couldn't run away from it. Put yourself in that position and see what you would want to do. I am sick and tired of hearing that teenagers are getting their father's handguns and blowing their brains out. And you guys are responsible for it. And I'm not saying that every homophobe is Christian or fundy. But the you fundies are the loudest, and you guys are the ones that make the biggest impact. And you should be ashamed of yourselves. You should really look deep inside your soul, especially when you're parenting your children. It's fine if you don't agree with homosexuality. It's fine. But you don't have to hate it. You just have to tolerate it. You don't have to accept it. You just have to tolerate it. Because what do you think? By taking away their rights that homosexuality is going to disappear? You really think that? It's just going to make those people fight stronger, and people like me, who's not even homosexual, but I'm a heterosexual parent, and one day I might be in that situation where my child needs somebody to talk to because they are not heterosexual. I sure as hell would support them 1,000,000%. Whether they're transgender, felt like they were transgender, homosexual, bisexual, polyamorous. And it's not about sex either. It's not about that. A relationship, if you guys think it's about sex, you guys are just perverted. A relationship, regardless if it's with one person, two people, same gender, whatever, it's about balance and sharing your life with somebody. And sex is not just for procreation. If it were, it'd be tedious. And I would have only had sex twice because I have 2 children. You guys really need to get it. Get it through your fucking heads. Because like I said, their blood is on your hands. And I'm not going to take that back.